Ready dah?
Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Azli binti Mak Ali. Matric number E202010267323.
My name is Nur Izzah binti Muhammad Ali, matric number E202010262709.
My name is Alisha Amira binti Zahari, matric number E202010102625.
My name is Nurul Nadia binti Muhammad Zaidi. Titik number E202010102559.
Next.
Okay, today I want to present about protein. Protein is a complex compound of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. The metal is also not like sulfur and phosphorus. Monomer for protein is amino acid. Amino acids are combined together by condensing peptide bond to form shorter dipeptide and longer polypeptide. Dipeptide consists of two amino acid molecules that are bound together by a process and one molecule of water is removed. Polypeptides are formed when many amino acid molecules combine to form a long chain of amino acid. Polypeptide chains are modified to form protein. Polypeptides are broken down through a series of hydrolysis reactions to become dipeptide and eventually into amino acid. Amino acid structure, linear structure, carboxylic group, and amino group and amino acid are group. Variable side group attached to a carbon atom. R group generally contain carbon. Glycine is a group consists of just one hydrogen atom. All living things have 20 amino acids. Amino acids are linked together by condensation reaction to form dipeptide and polypeptide. The bond formed are called peptide bond between the amino acids. Protein structure. Primary structure, second of amino acid in the polypeptide chains. Secondary structure, hydrogen bond formed between the amino acid in the chains. Tertiary structure. Further, more bond formed between different parts including hydrogen bond and ionic bond. Disulfide derives from when two cysteines. Quaternary structure. Some proteins are made of polypeptide chains held together by bond. Thank you.
Next, okay, I'm gonna present to you about lipids. Lipids are hydrophobic organic compounds that are insoluble in water but soluble in organic solvents such as alcohol, ether, and chlorine. Lipids contain Lipid contain carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen with lower oxygen and hydrogen level in carbohydrate. Then lipid can is in liquid and solid state at room temperature depending on the structure and composition of the lipid. Therefore, its general nature is fatty or gaseous, which is insoluble in water. Lipids are formed from a combination of fatty acids divided into three main groups, namely triglyceride, phospholic, and steroid that can be found in plant and animal cells, respectively. Here, we will look in greater detail at some of the most important types of lipids, including fats and oil, wax, phospholipids, and steroids. First, fats and oil. Fats and oil compose a fatty acid attached to glycerol backbone. Second, phospholipid. Phospholipid have a hydrophilic heat composed of fatty acid attached to a glycerol backbone. Third, wax. Wax. Fatty acid attached to long-chain alcohol. Lastly, steroid. Content for fused carbon rings. Okay, next. Lipid molecules are essential to living organisms. There are several functions of lipids. Among them are store energy. Store energy means energy structure is efficient for long-term energy. Next, insulation. Insulation is shock absorber and insulate nerve cell. Plasma membranes, example, bilayer. Waterproofing, protect against water infusion. Signaling, steroid hormones. Fatty acid. Fatty acid means long chain of carbon and hydrogen. Fatty acid uh, divide into two, namely saturated and unsaturated. Saturated is means single bond C, high melting point and fats. Unsaturated double bond C, low melting point and oils. Fats and oil from when fatty acids are bound to a glycerol backbone. Trans fats. Trans fats don't occur in nature, very bad for our body, and in liver it's harder to break down. That's all from me.
I want to talk about carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is a sugar that are broken down during the process of metabolism to release energy in ATP. Carbohydrate obtained from foods that are contain them, such as potatoes, rice, and bread. Carbohydrate created by plants through photosynthesis. Carbohydrate contains carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The ratio of hydrogen per oxygen is 2:1. There are three types of carbohydrate, which is monosaccharide, disaccharide, and polysaccharide. The first one is monosaccharide. Monosaccharide is a basic building blocks of carbohydrate. The general formula for monosaccharide is 6 carbon, 12 hydrogen, and 6 oxygen. Monosaccharide is a simple sugar, sweet tasting, and soluble in water. Monosaccharide also is a crystalline substance, and all monosaccharide are reducing sugar. The examples of monosaccharide is glucose, fructose, and galactose. The second one is disaccharide. The general formula for disaccharide is 12 carbon, 22 hydrogen, and 11 oxygen. Disaccharide is a complex sugar, sweet tasting, and soluble in water. Disaccharide also is a crystalline substance. The examples of disaccharide is glucose plus glucose equal to maltose. Second, glucose plus galactose equal to lactose. Then the last one, fructose plus fructose equal to sucrose. The last type is polysaccharide. Polysaccharide is not sweet, not water soluble, and formed from the combination of more than 2 monosaccharides with the elimination of more water molecules. The examples of polysaccharide is starch. Starch is a major storage of carbohydrate in plant. Second, cellulose. Cellulose is a component of plant cell wall. And the third one is glycogen. Glycogen is a major storage of carbohydrate in animals and fungi. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Lastly, I want to present about nucleic acid. Definition of nucleic acid: large molecule discovered in cell nuclei and polymers linked as a chain. nucleic acid have two types, such as RNA and DNA. RNA is nucleotides are made of phosphate, ribose, sugar, and nitrogenous base. The four types of RNA base are adenine, uracil, guanine, cytosine. RNA is one single spiraling strand. And DNA nucleotides are made of deoxyribose sugar, phosphate group, nitrogenous base. Nucleotides have three components such as pentose monosaccharide sugar containing 5 carbon atoms, a phosphate group, inorganic acid negatively charged, nitrogenous base, 1 or 2 carbon-rich nitrogen, inorganic linked together to gradation reaction, forming polynucleotides. And lastly, phosphate add 5 carbon of sugar, such as nucleotide and hydroxy group at third carbon, form a covalent bond of pentose sugar of adjacent nucleotide. And second, phosphodiester bond, broken by hydrolysis reactions, strong sugar phosphate backbone formed with base attached per sugar. That's all for me. Thank you.